us today. As above, so below. We thank you to each and every one of God. First of all, salutation to my Padrino, to my Oba, and to all of my brothers and sisters in Ifa, Voodoo, Santeria, Lakumi, Congo, Palo, Mystic, and Adjays. To each and every one of you guys that have been following me, my name is Chief Apostle Samuel Jr. I am the apostle and pastor of Apostle Faith of Jesus Christ Incorporated. My beliefs are deeply rooted in the ATRs. The ATRs are the African traditional religions by which we harness, direct, and disperse energy, frequency, and vibration. I want to say to each and every one of you guys, thank you for joining me on tonight. What's up, Mother Susan? Thank you for joining us tonight. One of the things that I want to discuss tonight, um, if I'm not mistaken, this is what's up, Raina? My 69 in the house. I want to say to each and every one of you guys, thank you so much for your continuous support of Apostolic Faith of Jesus Christ and Quarter. What's up, Kanisha? How y'all doing on tonight? What's up, Stormy? I am excited about being here tonight and hopefully sharing the information that is necessary for us to get things done. Um, to my air signs, water signs, fire signs, earth signs, I want to share this um, with transparency. What's up, True Run the Aries in the house? What's up, Demetrius, my Gemini in the house? Now, a lot of things have been going on. What's up, Monique? For my crab case in the house. I want to say this. No matter what I have been going through, I've always been prepared for a rainy day. And one of the things that I have endeavored to do in my teachings is to show people, especially black American people, no matter where they are, whether you got one talent, three talent, or five, whether you are starting out with much or starting out with little. Everything is not about keeping up with the Joneses, keeping up with the pace of an individual. When I every 10 years, you get a decade. And why that decade is important is because you have an opportunity to put yourself in the best position possible, whether it's because of culture, because of investment, whether it's because emotionally or mentally. A lot of times people get into the ATRs and they're not prepared. And they don't understand that looking at what other people are doing will hinder you in your success and your prosperity. Thank you for hitting that like button. I know some of y'all coming in trying to look and observe. Now, I want to say this to my black American people that are contras, Missy and Adjus. What's up, my Boaz, Pisces in the house? I want to share this with you with transparency. I am never tried to push other people into anything that is not feasible, that is not um, in their capability. What I have tried to do is teach people about patterns. And patterns are things that you apply and they become a part of your everyday living. And if you want change, you have to investigate your particular pattern. When it comes down to money and finances and trying to move ahead in life, you have to understand the patterns by which you are applying. I was talking to Sister Sharonda. I'm always creating other ways of resources for money to come in. When I tell people about not just having a job, but getting a business. Thank you, Demetrius. Thank you for reminding us this is a monetized channel. A lot of the things that I share on this platform has a lot to do with melanated people understanding what it is to accomplish, what it is to sacrifice, when to take risks. When it comes down to changing patterns, you have to take risks. When it comes down to bringing about changes, especially energetically, you got to put the work in. For whatever reason, Black American people feel like Jesus gonna do it all. It takes you understanding your energy, your frequency, your vibration. I was looking in the group. Demetrius had put a really good energetic when it comes down to Jupiter energy. When you're trying to expand and you're trying to build business and you're trying to increase your income, you have to understand the system by which your income is going to come from. You have to understand what you need to be able to comply in order for that system to work for you and work with you. I'm going to say that again. Work with you and for you. Money has to translate at some point in your life working for you, protecting you, resource. These are all very important when it comes down to conjure. I've said this over and over. For whatever reason, Black American people feel like that they're in a contest with somebody else. Not comparing yourself allows you to stay in your lane. One of the things that I've been successful, I'm 52, about to be 53 in December. Staying in my lane. Understanding what is going on with my energy, my frequency, and my vibration. Doing things ahead of time. I say this oftentimes. I'm a very proactive person. I don't know what you're hearing when you see me on live. I don't know what you're processing. But it's my concern that no matter how much I talk, no matter how much I teach, what's up, Shamari? That somehow you still think this is a competition between somebody else outside of self. Staying in your lane. Staying in your lane allows you to learn your own pace. When Paul said, who hindered you? You're running well, but who hindered you? You have to understand what you're after when it comes down to spirituality. You have to understand your desires. You have to understand why you need. Let me say, y'all, everywhere you look, somebody will give you an excuse not to be able to accomplish something. Somebody will give you a reason not to be accomplished. Somebody will give you a way out, so to speak, in conversation. Okay, girl, don't worry about that. Spill milk. But at some point, you spilling milk gonna cost you. At some point, you missing opportunities are gonna cost you. The older you get, things change. Not just society, but things change when it comes down to spirituality and energy and being able to recover. This is why you see this right here. I invested and and life weight. I made this a point trying to get black people to invest not only in their health but their well-being. It is important that most black people start evaluating where they're spending their resources. They're spending their money. It is a lot easier to buy clothes, to buy glasses, than to invest in something that's going to earn you a investment, a return. Your spirituality. One of the things that I constantly do and I've done is put myself in spiritual positions. What's up, Jeremy? Salutation. Put myself in spiritual positions that I'm allowed to do the things that I do without the assistance of other people. Making sure I can still run my church, making sure I can still run my business, making sure I can still run my website through my phone. All these things that you build towards, and making sure you have the right the mindset. When you're listening at somebody like me, I'm 53. Every decade, I've been pushing wealth. I've been pushing myself. Even though I'm going through what I'm going through, majority of the stuff that I need for Oduduwa, I already got. I don't wait till the last minute. I don't wait till something happens in order for me to do what I need to do. What I have been trying to tell black American men, whether you're trying to save on a quarter, a dime, a nickel, or a penny, you have to start somewhere, and you have to maintain your pace. And you have to understand that depending on who you are and what you got going on, it can deviate you or detour you from your objective. So being around the wrong people, getting involved with the wrong people can really set you back. If you are out here trying to do real country, real mysticism, trying to last, endure hardness as a good soldier. No matter what I've gone through and will go through, this is a part of the testimony. Being able to weather storms. Let me tell y'all something. The Bible promises that rain and wind shall come to every house. Your job is to make sure your house can endure the storms of life. And you're not going to get there trying to emulate somebody else or trying to look like you're somewhere that you're not. You have to put the time in order to get where you need to get. This is where destiny plays a lot in our lives. When you are maintaining destiny, you will always be on time. Jupiter allows you to increase in whatever energy, whatever frequency that you have. If you got a lot of nothing, you're going to get more of it. Instead of you trying to learn how not to struggle, learning how not to just pay bills, learning how not to just come out of one situation into another one, actually getting ahead of the ball, That stuff has to be taught. That stuff has to be shared. That stuff has to be around that type of energy, frequency, and vibration. My son came here and he burnt the same healing incense that I sent out to many of you. For me, nothing that I put on the market is something I don't use. That does not work. Thank you for the likes. Thank you for the love. Let me explain. Melanated people, at some point, you're going to have to realize that you don't have time like you think you have time. And you don't have time to be wasting on opportunities. When I tell you what's coming down the pipe, it's for you to get prepared, not for you to sit there and allow what's coming down the pipe to find its way to your house or to your home or to your apartment. And now you got to deal with it. I'm trying to tell you foreknowledge. What's up, my kingmaker, my birthday girl? These are the things that I'm trying to stress to melanated people. Everybody has a race to run. Everybody got a different destiny. Everybody got a different pace. Wherever you are, when you invest and you make sure that you're protecting the harvest. See, you can't just sow seeds and not protect the harvest. You cannot just wait for the harvest, but you have to prepare for what you're going to do with the harvest in order for the harvest to benefit you. Everything that you sow, you need to understand, it needs to have purpose. It has to have the right amount of energy, the right amount of frequency, the right amount of vibration. I have overcome so many things with the mindset of understanding, being prepared ahead of time, always puts you in best of position. I want many of you guys to understand. I come on these lives. I share knowledge, wisdom, understanding. Not to be for somebody to see me as something, but somebody see me as a guiding light. In order for us to get to our destination, we got to have people that have been tried and tested, proven, know how to weather storms, and know how to adjust to, and in my job, we call it adjusting to weather conditions. This allows you to be most effective as a man, as a woman, not just with your currency, but with your time, with your energy, with your frequency. I got on here tonight because I'm still a testimony of what it is to be prepared and to accommodate yourself. So when you have to weather a storm or you have to go through something, you're not losing anything. You're not suffering loss. I like to say, I suffer no loss, even through the things that I go through. Maintaining the quality of my life. I think it's very, very important that a lot of you guys that come to watch me and to listen to me, stop taking and picking and choosing what you want to accept. And universal laws apply to each and every one of us. No matter who we are, no matter where we are, no matter how strong or how weak, no matter how educated or uneducated. These are the things that I have endeavored to do role openings. Um, I was sitting here thinking, many of you guys, I really want you to understand um, what it takes to weather storms, what it takes to endure hardness and be prepared for whoever comes or whoever goes. Energy is always moving. You need strong allies. You need people that can teach you and show you through their own experiences what it takes. And especially if you're a person that does like me, travel a lot, constantly on the move. You have to ground yourself. You have to anchor yourself. Because the most thing that you don't want to do is to find yourself in a situation where you got things up in the air. You want to bring that stuff into reality. I don't do anything unless I have a plan, a purpose for what I do. To all of you that got your memberships and not are utilizing them, to those that have decided for whatever reason to slow down, let me say this to you. If you want to understand what real hoodoo, voodoo, Santeria, Lakumi is, watch the measure by which somebody applies themselves. A lot of people expect a whole lot out of the ATRs, but they're giving very little. The same mentality that most people have in church, they're gonna give a little and God gonna give a whole lot. That's not how this works. In order to be the king and queen of something, to rule over something, you have to be tested. You got to be tested by the divine. You got to be tested by the egoons. You got to be tested by your peers. These are the people that are going to prove that you are who you say you are. You have to be able to come through certain situations and circumstances. It's just that simple. There's no easy way through the path of the ATRs. I don't care what direction you go. It is really, really, really important. What's up, Sister Calvina? It is really, really important about being consistent, being determined, not being encouraged because somebody is giving you a tongue lashing, but be encouraged because of your destiny. You know, whatever reason, I don't know why people don't believe in their destiny. Being able to finish your course. As Paul said, ready to be offered up. When I tell you, I've been from one end to the other today, and my physical therapist left here. He was like really impressed. Hey, tell Nicole I said hello. Let me tell y'all something. It is so easy to get off the yellow brick road. It is so easy to find a reason to be discouraged. But if you are walking in your true destiny and you're connecting with the people that are meant to be a part of your destiny, these are the people that are going to be tried, proven, and tested. These are the people. This is why I believe in transparency. It's not that I'm not a private person, because I am. But I like people to see what I'm going through and what I'm dealing with and how God brings me through. Because if you want a covering, if you want uh, a prayer warrior, if you want a conjurer, a mystic, or agent to be able to affect your life, then their prayers must be able to affect their own lives. Those same Eguns, those same ancestors, those same Impungos, those same Orishas, those same Loas, those spirits are there watching that individual go through their trial. Every master has to go through a trial. That's what makes them a master. They're tested on a higher level than a disciple. And this is what happens when people are just thumbing through social media and picking and choosing from different spiritually and really not understanding what their destiny is and why they speak and why they declare certain things. It's important to me that people that are in the church understand the power of the ATRs, what divine healing is, what holistic healing is, what it is to endure hardness. It's important to me to be a leader of of an example, not just somebody out here spewing nonsense in my personal opinion, but somebody that has actually went through and is going through and overcoming. I want to say tonight, if you are supporting this platform, if you're engaged in this platform, it's about locking arms. It's about telling people the truth. If you're not in a place, if you don't have certain levels of things that you overcome, that's fine. We don't have a problem with that. I'm not looking for people that are perfect. I'm looking for people that understand their destiny. And this is why I try to encourage many of you guys to keep pushing for it. And I've said things many type of ways, different ways, but it is for you to stop giving up on opportunities that are presenting themselves. Everything that I do is not a sales pitch. I share things that work. I would not be out here with these patches if they didn't work. Wouldn't do it. I wouldn't be selling my incense if it didn't work. I don't know what else to tell anybody that it's important to be around people that have access to things that actually work. I think about different ones that my baby Kanisha is the earliest one that joined our tribe. If I wasn't able to produce, she wouldn't have the testimonies. All I'm trying to do is to get you in position for you and yours, not me. When I'm sharing, when I'm revealing, when I'm forecasting, it is with the intent that you understand where you are in this situation, in this race, and what you can do better, more efficient, and be more proficient. That is really important to me. When I get texts and people are telling me, oh, Apostle, I got this done, I got that done, That's all I'm looking for. Everybody got different paces. I just want y'all to know, to me, this is more than just a platform where we come together and talk about black issues. If I'm going to talk about black issues, I want to talk about solutions. That's why I give out so much information. That's why I tell y'all so much information. And what happens is you get lackadaisy. Black people, we can't afford. We don't have the luxury. That my Shamar said, I definitely need this. Let me tell y'all something. When you're in your own echo chamber, when you're in your own sounding box, you're only going to repeat the mindset that you already have. If you're not willing to challenge your mindset, if you're not willing to be around other people that can take you to higher heights and deeper depths in this thing, whether it's spiritually, whether it's economically, we're living in age of Aquarius. You need to have your own business. What's up, Ryan? And my Virgo. Apostle, you ain't trying to drag you nowhere. I'm trying to inform you what you need in order to get what you need to get. And when you're black and you're dark skinned and you're melanated, we have a different road. We got a different path. And we have to go about things very, very differently in order to secure our bag. And what we need to understand is that when we have the opportunity to link up and to come together, then we got to be serious. Anybody can, if you're encouraging somebody positively and they're not doing anything to change their pattern, nothing is going to change. I don't care how positive you are or negative. A lot of people complain about negativity. If you don't have any intention of changing the direction of your energy or redirecting your energy, how are you going to manifest something differently in your outcome? A lot of my healing comes because I understand my energy. I know when I'm stronger to do certain things, and I know when I'm not as strong to do other things. That's important. No matter whether you're an Ifa, Voodoo, Santeria, Lukumi, Congo, Palo, Mystic, or Ajay. It is important for each and every one of us to understand why this particular platform is here and what it's here for. It's not here, it's not a social gathering. It's not here where we can pop up information that we ain't tried or tested. It's a powerful thing to know your cycle of power. Absolutely, Dimitri. Let me tell y'all something. One thing gonna be said, whether you look back on or not, I've always told the truth. I've always encouraged people to know their individual energy, frequency, and vibration. And to understand that if you don't know who you are, you're going to get lost in the sauce, whether it's in the church, whether it's in the ATRs. You're going to get lost. When you don't know your destiny and you don't understand, you're going to keep on repeating what you've seen. And what you've seen going to give you the same results. If you don't rewire this right here, if you don't change the patterns of your aura, you're not going to get a different result. All you're going to do is attract more people with the same consciousness and the same mentality. And what's that? Recycle information. You want to get ahead in life. I'm trying to guide people through the matrix. I'm trying to guide you through these glitches. And just talking about it ain't gonna get it. If you're a person that is not willing to take risks, to come out your comfort zone, you're not gonna make it. That's not me discouraging you. I'm just telling you how it is. You're gonna have to put yourself in positions and start really allying with people that are going somewhere and accomplishing something. Many of you guys have heard me over and over. Either I'm the real McCoy or I'm not. If I can't be transparent to you and you still can't see the God in me, then it ain't real. I shouldn't have to always come on social media presenting myself in certain ways for you to see the God in me, the light in me, the joy in me, the peace in me. I'm trying to encourage my real supporters to rise up. Let's get a part of these things that I'm sharing. Get back into your graveyard work. Get back into your candle work. Get back into your incense burns. These are the things that are going to set you up for a more profitable outcome. Let me say this. I was talking to a young lady. I was saying to her, money ain't your problem. It's how you think about money. So let me break that down. If money is a way to pay expense, if money is something to get you to where you need to go, then you don't really know how to travel. Because a lot of things you don't need money for. This is why my grandmother used to say, respect will take you where money can't. The reason why you can't get to certain destinations because you're not trying to do this in a respectable manner. You don't have to claw your way to the top. You need to learn how to climb the ladder. You need to understand the purpose of each stage of that ladder. From the base of that mountain to the top of that mountain. You got to master that. So no matter what happens on that mountain, you're going to be okay. This is why knowledge, wisdom, and understanding is so very, very important. You can't encourage yourself in a way, in a mindset you never entered into. Think about where you live at. You've already constructed that, decored that area. You already set an emotion. There's already an energy, a frequency, and vibration there. In order to see something different, you got to allow somebody else to come in. Stop thinking that if you got more money, you would be something different. I'm going to say that again. If you got more money, you got 50,000, 100,000, $500,000, you're going to be the same type of person. And you're going to go through that money the same identical way. But if you change your wiring and realize why you're spending and what you need to spend on and what resources are, you're going to find yourself in a very powerful position. I don't care how much I've encouraged many of you to get your Egun stick. I've encouraged you to get a part of the 13th circle. It lets me know what you don't understand. If you had any inkling of idea of what I was affording you to experience, somebody can encourage you to go on a cruise. Somebody can encourage you to go on a vacation spot, because in your mind, that's enjoyment. But when you're investing in your spirituality and putting yourself in positions of power and influence, that's eternal. That's eternal. You got your mindset thinking that if I made more money, I would make better decisions. No, you're not. I was talking to a young lady. I said, you spending like you got that money. You're going to have that money again. When I talk to black people about finances, when I talk about road opening, Blockbuster, all of that is a mindset. And being prepared when you break through what you're going to. Not just trying to get to the other side. Because if you don't understand where you're headed, then you're going to see on the other side just more trials, more situations, more circumstances. When you leave out the apartment and go into that house, it's just another phase. This is why you got to crawl before you walk. This is why so many people out here are out here learning from other broken people, or learning from other people that did not learn how to live life. They're surviving life. I'm here to teach you how to live life. Jesus said like that, I come that you have life, and that more abundantly. Increasing your energy, increasing your manifestation, increasing those things that are going to bring you into a greater place. Not just getting tools and not utilizing. What can you do today that can change your reality for tomorrow? That your from tomorrow will be a better day. Each time you crack that code, what you're going to do is find yourself in a better position, no matter what's going on. All things work together for them that love God and are called according to purpose. Destiny is the reason why a lot of things shift in your favor. But you need to understand your destiny. You got to understand why people are here trying to destiny swap. Because they have already ruined their destiny. And so they need somebody else's destiny to live a better life. Destiny is important. The destiny star, mine is in Capricorn. I'm here to create wealth, resources around my spirituality. I hope I said something tonight that will make you actually get up and do something different. Stop wondering about how this is. If you're going to deal in the supernatural, it's called an invisible world. It's called an invisible world for a reason. It's invisible. It's energies, spirits, Egun, Loa, and Pungo working in the background, creating a more positive outcome for you. But if you're not working them, if you're praying every now and then, if you don't have somebody that is interceding in your behalf, and all this costs resources. I've never lied to anybody that this was what? This is cost. It costs to keep candles burning. It costs to keep incense burning. It costs to keep affirmation going when it comes down to certain cauldrons, spirits. But it always pays off at the end. One thing my spiritual dad told me, he said, Pee-wee, he said, I've spent a lot of money in conjure, but I also made a lot of it back. What you put into something is really what you get out of it. If you're not in this with your whole heart, your whole mind, and your whole soul, don't be expecting all of these transformational experiences. If you wearing an outfit, it's more important than your spirituality. If you driving the latest car, is more important than your spiritual. It's about choices. There is no cheap way into the EHRs. There's no cheap way into any form of hoodoo, voodoo, obeah, or conjure. And there's no easy way but to study and to master your craft. And your craft is you. Once you understand that, you're going to be able to connect the dots wherever you go, whatever you're going through. I want you to understand it's important for me that you understand you have a pace and you to keep up with that pace. You can't be out here comparing yourself to other people. You don't know how them people running their race. You don't know what them people are doing to run their race. A lot of people, especially Black American people, put on for the audience. I don't. I run my race. I run it well. I look for the opportunity to put myself in better positions in order to overcome whatever I'm dealing with. If I have to deal with something, especially anemia, hereditary, like that, what I'm going to do is I'm going to conquer it through knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. I'm going to be more mindful. I'm going to be more resourceful in order to maintain my body, my tabernacle. I want to encourage you. Stop picking and choosing. And stop comparing yourselves with other people. Stop getting on and starting. That starting and stopping, that's not good. Doing something because you're excited, that's not good. You have to do things because you're dedicated. And if you stop looking around at other people, I guarantee you, you'll be able to run your race a lot better. If you start comparing yourself to other people, you'll be more consistent in the race that you're trying to run. And for out of everything I said on tonight, sir, ma'am, your destiny is what you're here for. If you're not doing what you were sent here to do for, it don't matter what you accomplish. It don't matter what you gain. It's all in vain. That's what you need to understand. Stop trying to mimic other people. Stop trying to be like the Joneses. Conjure, root work, mysticism, that's raw magic. And the way you get tapped into raw magic, you got to be raw. You got to be real. You got to be authentically yourself. And know how to function in your energy in interacting with other people, places, and things. That's something I work well with others. I work well with other people. Knowing where they are, knowing what they're trying to accomplish, and all they got to show me a drive, a consistency, a direction. But when you're up and down, in and out, that's not how you do magic. I don't care who you are, how long you have to be consistent. You have to be steady. And you have to be prepared as you can. And you have to be as proactive as possible because nobody knows what tomorrow holds. I hope that something I said tonight really anchors you into what I'm doing here and why I'm sharing this, why I'm about this life. I'm going to live and die in this. I love conjure. I love mysticism. I love everything about magic, frequency, and vibration. I'm not doing this to be popular. I'm doing this because I believe in what I'm doing. This is why you're going to always seek consistency. No matter what I'm going through, no matter what I'm dealing with. And I'm always trying to put myself in the best probable situation as possible. So I have the best outcome for me. So I can walk my destiny. So I can fulfill my destiny. I hope many of you decide tonight to be a change, to be a transformation, to actually come out of the comfort zone, to give yourself an opportunity to flow in waters, to flow into opportunities that are there, but they're in the unseen world. And you can't see because you're not in the frequency. I've been sharing this frequency, this extraterrestrial frequency, with many of you that you can experience raw power. What's up, my jealous sweets? Much love, honey. It is so important that you take the opportunity to get the things that you need to get, to change the environment where you are and what you're doing and how you're doing it. And when you come out of it, you're going to say, oh my God, I didn't know it can be like this. I didn't know things can move like this for me. You got to first give yourself a chance. You got to first give yourself the opportunity. You got to first give yourself the risk factor. If you saying I'm telling the truth and I've been speaking the truth, why would I lie now? Life is what you actually make it. Arena says consistency, persistence, and determination. Got it. You got to. What I'm trying to show y'all, spirits are watching what you're doing. And they determine who gets promoted. Not me. They do. They're in the visible world watching you in this world. And depending on what you're doing, if you know you are thinking inside the box, you're never going to come out of that box. Your box has to be challenged by somebody else's. And this is why this type of teaching is so essential to Black American people. We have been made docile in our minds. And instead of becoming the creators of the universe through our mind's eye. We allow the chaos that is going on around us to shape and mold us. And that's not what's supposed to be going on. The kingdom of God is on the inside of you. You're the microcosm of the universe. And when you learn to control that ache, that energy, that chi, that prana, things begin to happen in the invisible world because you're a direct descendant of that world. And things begin to manifest. And especially when you get around other people that are high vibration. That's what this platform is for. For you to be have an opportunity to plug in and to renew your mind, to challenge your mind. Because once this opens, it's the gateway. And you can go into any form of consciousness that you desire. Not just Chief Apostle Samuel Jr. But you got to take that leap of faith. You got to take that step. And I'm constantly trying to show you how to step into that world. How to tap into that world. We got classes coming up. We got things going on. But at the end of the day, if you're never going to apply it, and you're going to stay stuck in your job, in your world, in your reality, what's the point? You got to want more to life than what you're seeing. One thing I've always believed, there's more to God than what I was taught, what I was shown. I've always known that. I've always had that knowing that is more to life than just this. And that's something you need to understand. You're only living a reality that somebody created for you. If you don't want to live that reality, then you need to step outside that box and bring about a change. Life is truly what you make it. All right? I hope thank you so much for everybody that stayed here. Thank you for the likes. Thank you for the shares. Thank you for acknowledging we are a monetized channel. Hopefully, something I said today registers with you and you start making changes, reinvesting, pouring into your spirituality, because that's where it is. Nothing from nothing leaves nothing. All right? God bless.